Hi everyone, this is Eileen with EileenGoesLean-VSG, and I'm coming to you today on Tuesday, April 25th, 2017, with my 13-week / 3-month post-op update. So I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on January 24th at Roger Williams Medical Center here in Rhode Island. So yesterday it was 3 months exactly, and today it's 13 weeks. And my results are, since surgery, I'm down 49.8 pounds, which in my finance world rounds to 50, but it's 49.8. That's okay. And since Halloween, which was my all-time high, I'm down 87 pounds. So, yes, I said 87 pounds and 49.8, and I'm feeling really good about that. So what I'm thinking is basically 50 pounds in 3 months, which is amazing, and 87 pounds, and I can feel myself getting to the 100-pound mark, and I'm hoping that happens by Memorial Day, which is 5 weeks from yesterday. So I'm hoping that that happens. And I had a really good week this past week. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know, but I lost 4 pounds last week, and that's the biggest single week loss that I've had since week 5. So all of the other weeks, 6 through 12 were, 3 something, 2 something, 2 whatever, and this was 4. So that's really good. So I'm very excited about that, and I can feel, as I said, I can feel myself getting to 100, and I feel like it's pretty realistic that overall I will have lost 100 pounds by Memorial Day, which is amazing. I also just sort of went through it with my husband, and I was sort of thinking that if I stay on track the way I have been, by the end of the year, I could potentially be very close to what I weighed when we got married, which would be amazing. And that hasn't happened since, oh gosh, let's see, we got married in 1979. So I would say, yeah, I haven't been that, yeah. Within the first 6 months we got married, I gained 60 pounds. And even though I lost up and down since then, I never got that low again. So, yeah, I think I could be, by the end of the year, the lowest I've been in, 30-something years, 38 years. It's unbelievable. So, anyway, so I'm feeling really good about that. Again, I have to keep saying that my whole process has been uneventful. Completely and totally uneventful. Everything continues to go along as it should, I guess. I did start exercising again. I had talked about going into the pool. I haven't gotten myself into the pool yet, but I'm back on the exercise bike, and I've had 3 consecutive days on the exercise bike, which hurts my knees, but I've done it. I also did more grocery shopping for my son and daughter-in-law, so I was all around the store, lifted some stuff around, and I feel like I'm doing way more things than I've done in a long time. I feel like I'm much more active, and when you stop and think about it, and here's a good analogy, which I haven't been able to use in a few years, but we recently lost our cat, and we had a bunch of cat litter and cat food and whatnot, which we've given to some neighbors. And so yesterday I lifted the bucket of kitty litter and had to put it on the neighbor's step, and it weighed 40 pounds, and I could barely lift it. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, I've just lost 87 pounds. Imagine what this body felt like, and no wonder I was tired and not able to get around and not able to function with 87 more pounds on me when I could barely lift 40 to put it on someone's deck. I had to walk a couple of feet, and I could hardly do it. So I think when we think about things in that perspective, it becomes real, because I think I still have little fat girl head, and and don't get me wrong, I've got a long way to go, but I don't always see that I've lost the weight. I think I mentioned this in a prior video, that there's a big gap between me and my steering wheel in the car now, that was not there. I didn't realize, that's when I realized that, yes, there's been a change, and it's a positive change. Almost everything I put on is too big. Almost all the clothes I put on are too big. I got to get, my husband said to me again today, you got to get some new clothes. Like, this is crazy. You got to get some new clothes. And, this is another sort of NSV. And, I have clothes and all kinds of clothes in every size. So, turning to underwear, I'm in a different size underwear, which of course I should be. I'm down 87 pounds. It's ridiculous that I'm not down 2 underwear sizes, but I'm down a whole size in underwear. So I think I'm going to cull through, get rid of the big ones, just pitch them, just get rid of them, just to have them be gone, and just move forward with the ones that fit better, that are the smaller size. So those are kind of some of the NSVs. Also, I would say that I continue to think through the whole food thing, and I think what I'm finding, and I've mentioned this before, that for me what's working is having pretty much the same breakfast and the same lunch every day, just because it's easy and I don't have to think about it. And then there's not a decision to be made or work to be done. It's just, that's what I'm having, and that's just how it is. And it's good, because I like what I eat, and that's fine. So I think that that's good. And dinner is just simple. It's simple. It's protein, and it's some little bit of vegetable. And it's easy. And there's not, I guess, the temptation, I would say. There's not the temptation to eat anything else, because I know how I'll feel if I do that. And it's pretty easy and pretty basic. But I'm still continuing to work through all of that and really kind of think through that whole thing, because it's definitely a head thing. And so far where I am with it, and I'm 3 months out, but where I am with it is I do not want to break the seal, so to speak. And so the plan is to not eat processed carbohydrates, not eat anything like that. And I haven't had any carbohydrates anyway, but to not go back to that, because if I go back to that, I'm going to end up, back where I was. I do not want to stretch Gertie my sleeve. I do not want to do that. I've gone through all of this, and this is my third trek to a loss of 100 pounds or more. And I don't want to do it again. I want to do it and have it be done with. And when I say have it be done with, I know that I'm never going to be able to eat like I used to, and I don't even know that I would want to do that. Anyway, no, that's not what I want to do. And but I know that once I have lost the weight, I will need to maintain it. And in order to maintain that, I'm going to continue to need to, measure and pay attention to what I'm eating, and not just what, but what amount. And I'm going to need to continue to exercise in order to, keep the weight off once I finally have lost it and gotten close to my goal. But I can sort of see the goal ahead of me, and I can see achieving the goal, which is amazing and feels really great. And, even as I mentioned, getting to the 100-pound mark by Memorial Day is really exciting. I'm really, really excited about that and looking forward to it. And there's a couple of other things that I wanted to mention that I don't think I've mentioned before, but kind of what happens in this, and I think, anyone that's had the surgery knows this, or anyone that's lost weight and stuck with a plan and all of that kind of knows this, but, you have a lot more time because you're not eating, and because you're not obsessing about food, and particularly in my case where I eat the standard stuff and I don't really kind of deviate from that. So I don't have to put a lot of thought and I'm not obsessing about food. I'm not always looking for recipes. I'm not, constantly thinking about food. So there's more time to do other things. And so a couple of things that, I have done and continue to do to kind of get my head in the right place and kind of keep me from thinking about food constantly is that I I'm a knitter, and so I do a lot of knitting and crocheting, and I do that in the evening to keep my hands busy. And I've always got multiple projects going, because why wouldn't I? Why would I just do one thing? And so I have a lot of that going on. I'm also a quilter, and I sew. I spend some time in my sewing room sewing. Try to do that. I'd love to do that every day. I haven't been able to do it every day, but I do it as much as I can. The other thing that I do is that I'm actually a Reiki master, and I may go into Reiki at another time in another video, but basically I'm a Reiki master, and so I spend a lot of time, not a lot of time, but I spend, a decent amount of time doing Reiki on myself, which is basically a stress reliever, and it's relaxing, and it helps with thoughts and positive thoughts and all of that. And I also do a fair amount of meditation. I try to meditate every day. I try to meditate every morning, and then I try to do Reiki every night on myself. And that really helps me, and it's helped me stick on the path. Because even though I'm going to talk about it right now, the thought has really not occurred to me to eat something that I shouldn't eat. And I know I'm new. I know I'm new in this, and it's only been 3 months, but this is probably the first time. Well, I shouldn't say that. My last big 111-pound weight loss, which occurred from April of 2014 through March of 2015. I have to say, during that 11-month stretch, I ate things I wasn't supposed to eat probably 3 times, and I could tell you what it was that I ate. So I was pretty vigilant with that. But this is different. This is completely life-changing. The whole surgical situation, and I left my job, and this is my focus and all of that. So this is really different. This is very different this time. In any case, I'm at 12 minutes and I'm babbling. So what do I want to say? What I want to say is it's 3 months out, and I'm very, very, very grateful that I had the surgery. I'm grateful that I got all of the right, I want to say pushes, but that's really not the right word to say. I got all the right encouragement that I needed to get the courage to have the surgery, to make the plan to have the surgery, to leave my job, to put myself first, to put my health first. And I'm very grateful that I was able to have the surgery, and that it's been pretty uneventful, which is my favorite word about the surgery. It's been pretty uneventful, and it's been a positive experience, and I'm very happy and pleased and grateful, and I'm overwhelmed at thinking about the fact that, a 50-pound weight loss. I'm calling it 50. I'm giving myself the 0.2 pounds in rounding. I'm calling it rounding. And so I'm calling it 50 pounds in 3 months. And that is remarkable. It really is. And I'm very grateful and so thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the 37 I lost before surgery, because, again, it was not easy. None of this has been easy. But again, I'm extremely grateful. And I'm also grateful to the community of weight loss surgery patients that post videos on YouTube, because without having watched those videos, not sure I would have done it. If I had just watched the hospital video, I don't know if I would have done it, because that is a little bit scary. And watching everybody else talk about how they've done, their success, what it was like, has been wonderful. Okay, I'm coming up on 15 minutes, so I've got to sign off for now. So I will come back at you again next week, and I hope everybody's had a great week, and we'll have another great week coming up. And I say peace and love to all.